Hello, this is another episode of Holiday Buying Guide 2024. This is an annual series where I play games that came out this year, tell you if they're any good or not, help you decide if you want to buy them or not. So let's just get right into it. This is Songs of Conquest. I've done a few videos of this game before, but it was worth revisiting. For one thing, the game has been ported to PS5 and Series X. So this is the Steam version, but you can also get it on those platforms. They also had added a new mode called Mixed Factions, so I wanted to check that out. They are working on some new content, so there's going to be some new factions being added next year and a new single-player campaign. So the game sells for $35 at full price, and there's enough content to justify that. Although if you can get it on sale, even better, why not? So you get these 4 campaigns, plus there are community campaigns. So there's 1 campaign for each faction currently. And then you go over to Conquest, and you've got a bunch of like skirmish maps. And then you can also do a random map. That can be fun, huh? So then you've got community maps, so you can in a map editor, so you can make your own maps. You can download maps other people made. So there's really like infinite replayability here. So I think the game's worth every penny. The game was in early access for a while, but it officially released this year, which is what made it eligible. And this is just going to be a quick video just to show you kind of what you can do here. So no spoilers, we're just going to do a random map. Random 2-player map. I'm going to pick Barony of Loth, and I'm going to go up against Arleon. And you can see these are your wielders. They're basically the heroes of the game. So as you win fights, they level up, get new perks, and level up their stats and whatnot. So, let's see. Cultist, toxicologist. Yeah, just to show you, these are all the different heroes. So, I'm gonna do this one. Yeah, I'm gonna do a spellcaster. They can have a spellcaster too. I'm gonna bump up the difficulty just a little bit, turn on mixed factions, and just gonna start the game. So this game is very similar to Heroes of Might and Magic. If you played the first 4 games in that series, you'll feel right at home here. As you can see, it's going for like a 90s visual aesthetic. What's wrong with that? Nothing. They did a good job with it. Everything looks very nice. And look at that. So in this game, you start with only 3 spots for creatures to go, but if you take a certain perk, you can get up to 9. When you level up, you can take that perk multiple times. So it's not like Heroes of Might and Magic where you just start with, 7 slots. Also, there's a limit to each stack, as you can see here. And there's a building that will give you research options if you want to increase that threshold for some creature stacks. And now we've got a city that we can fully upgrade if we want. So first thing I'm going to do is just do a trading post, so that way I can trade for whatever resources I need to build the other stuff that I want. So while the game is very similar to Heroes of Might and Magic or King's Bounty, it does enough to differentiate itself so that you're not going to get burned out quickly. I've played the game for 72 hours, and I love it, so yeah, just infinite replayability, and just a well-designed game. I would say the factions and creatures are balanced for the most part. There's a few creatures, I think, that can be a little annoying under the wrong circumstances. I'll take more troops there, that's fine. I'm just collecting resources so I can build more stuff. Okay. So I'm gonna do timber mill. That's usually the first thing you want to do in most scenarios, is get the timber mill and the stone pit. No, not gonna do that. Oh cool, I get some skeletons. Nice. Yeah, so normally you can't mix creatures from different factions, and when you take a city, you'll automatically convert it to your faction. But in mixed factions mode, that doesn't happen. So you'll find neutral armies of mixed factions, and then when you take a city of a different faction, it's fine. You just take it over, and then you can recruit from it without having to do anything. And I haven't really played this mode that much, so this was an opportunity for me to kind of figure it out. Alright. So then I'm also just going to do the stoneworks here. Stoneworks and timber mill, and then I got 2 other small slots. So in Heroes of Might and Magic, you can build every building in a particular city. Here you have a certain number of slots, so there's an opportunity cost with what you want to build. You can't build everything in every town. So when this town is fully upgraded, it'll have 2 large slots, so I'll have to decide which kind of upgrades I want from these 2 buildings, or if I want to get these guys, so you can only get 2 of the 3. And same thing with medium, so you can see here's some more powerful creatures, but you're not going to be able to get all of them in one town. So as you learn the game, you're going to figure out which creatures you want, and you can play a little differently each time. So that also helps with replay value, you know? You don't have to do the same creatures every time. Like, I did a stage once where I only recruited rats, and I won, by the way, but you don't have to do the same creatures, like, in every playthrough, which is good. So yeah, I'll do the library. That'll give me access to some upgrades for my creatures, although I don't actually have any creatures yet. So let me just go collect some more resources before I get into any fights. And of course, the combat is the same as Heroes of Might and Magic. It's turn-based, but the magic system works differently. So in that game, you can only do 1 spell per round, and that's if you have mana. In this, you are constantly generating different types of essence for spellcasting, so as long as you have enough essence and it's one of your creature's turns, you can cast a whole bunch of spells. Now that can get really annoying when you play against high-level enemy spellcasters in the end game. They can just decimate your army with like damage spells, fireballs, stuff like that. So you do have to be careful. Okay, so that's a simple threat, but those guys can be tough. So it tells you, you know, your chances of winning a particular fight. And I just know I'm going to lose a bunch of creatures if I go up against them right now. So, and that's a fair challenge. Okay, so I collected what I could for now. What I'd like to do is wait until I have more creatures before I start getting into any fights. So that's fine. Let me just go back up to here. So this is done. So this is what I mean, though. You have research that you can do. So, like, this research will get me extra stuff. And over here, you can see I can increase my maximum troop size for each type of creature, which is helpful. And then over here, these will give me extra essence. So there's ways to boost how much essence you have at the start of the fight, which can be very helpful early on. I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to want some more skeletons, so let me just do that. And I think I'm going to want the toxicologists. Or not. You know what? Since I already have cultists, I'm gonna do that. And then this will get me extra amber every turn. So this is what I mean. There's research that you can do. Now, you can't just buy all this stuff and then sell the building, because then you'll lose your upgrades, just so you know. And eventually, when I get a second large slot, as I upgrade my town more, I'm going to go for those creatures that I showed you. So in this medium slot, I'm going to do the Aurelian Sanctum, and I can get this next turn, and that'll get me both of those units. So I'm going to do that. And then I'll do the Summoning Circle when I get another large space. And you can sell buildings if you want to free up a slot to build something else. But first, I see I can't even get a crypt right now. And I don't want the Rat Warren. Yeah, I'll do a croft so I can get more money. That's fine. Let's see. You know, I'm just going to wait another turn then. It's fine. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to do the crypt so I can get more skeletons. Alright, let's try this fight here. This shouldn't be too bad. Of course, I don't have any ranged units yet, but I should have some spells I can use. This way you can see how a fight plays out. And yeah, he's not going to be able to reach him anyways. And I'm going to move him up here. Okay, enter. So what happens is, at the start of each creature's turn, they generate essence and use that for spellcasting. So I'm just going to hit him with that spell. And if I go over here, you can see, here's a list, and it'll tell you how much essence you're going to need for each spell you want to cast. And then for each creature, if you inspect them, it tells you which essences you get at the start of that creature's turn. So, that's helpful. You know what? Skeletons are expendable. Let's have them just do all the work here. Yeah. And you can see some creatures exercise a zone of control, so if I try to move, he will get an attack of opportunity, as you just saw. Yeah, and like I said, there's no limit to how many spells you can cast per turn as long as you have enough essence to cast them. Alright, good. So some creatures do not exercise a zone of control, and some creatures can ignore it. But it's not like Heroes of Might and Magic where, you know, you just have like a really strong ranged unit and you just protect them and make them do all the work. That's not necessary, and it's not even that beneficial in this game. And you don't have to wait till the next week to get new creatures. There's new ones trickling in every turn. So losing isn't as devastating, because you'll get those creatures back. Oh, nice. Some extra essence would be nice. Yeah, why not? I am playing a spellcaster build. Alright. So there's the Croft. And here's the Sanctum. And I'm just gonna upgrade that now. Why not? And now I can upgrade the troops. So yeah, almost every creature has an upgraded version. And that took 2 turns to build. But you see, now I need to spend more money if I want to get Scholars. And then that's the cost to upgrade it. And I needed the Croft if I wanted to upgrade it anyways. So, for now, I can get more Cultists to replace the ones I lost. And let's go win this fight. Why not? A fair challenge. So Pipers, Militia, and Rats. So yeah, neutral armies also benefit from the mixed factions mode. You never know who you're going to go up against now, which is exciting. So yeah, like I was saying, this was worth revisiting, even though I covered it pretty extensively in a few previous videos. That's because they're releasing new factions next year, and a new DLC campaign also. So now, if these guys die, I won't be able to get them back, but whatever. That's fine. Like, I don't have to do a whole scenario anyways. Yeah. So, skeletons tend to have very good, range defense, but not always good melee defense. So really, this game is worth every penny. And they're going to keep adding more stuff, so it's fine. So, you know, definitely just get it on your preferred platform. And that's if you think you'd be into this sort of game. So, you know, it's turn-based strategy, but it's also an RPG. Oh, look at that. And just like that, I cast all these spells, and I can just walk right up to them and hit them. So, that's good. Alright, cool. So this is going pretty well so far. And at this point, you should have a good idea of how the game works and whether or not it's for you. Alright, I just got a gold mine. Cultists would be, or rather the Scholars would be helpful because they're ranged, but what are you going to do? Alright, cool. And you can do quick battle. Let's see what happens. Sure, why not? So yeah, it's definitely faster paced than Heroes, because, you know, you're constantly getting new creatures coming in. And yeah, if you don't get a good result, you can retry the battle, which is nice. If you try to challenge somebody and then you find out that they're too powerful, then you can back out with no penalty. And then you have spells that can, you know... Yeah. You have spells that can manipulate the battlefield and stuff. See, I'm just going to do that just because I feel like it. Just to show you how this all works. Good. I win. See that? There's all kinds of spells to help with positioning, to protect your units. There's defensive spells, there's offensive damage spells, there's AoE spells. So... And enemy spellcasters like to do this thing where they'll put 3 landmines right behind your unit and then push them back into the landmines, so there's some fun combos you can do. But at the same time, it's not like Heroes of Might and Magic where, you know, they use blind every round, or they keep using chain lightning or something, you know. So in many respects, the spellcasting isn't as powerful as, like, Heroes of Might and Magic. And I need Celestial Ore. But all they're giving me is Ancient Amber. Alright. I guess I'll go fight these guys, why not? Yeah, just keep them in the back, I guess. Let's see what happens. So actually, Tremors are the only units that don't upgrade. But as a result, that faction has another unit that can upgrade twice. So it's similar to in Heroes of Might and Magic 2, you had the green dragon, then the red dragon, then the black dragon in the Warlock faction. Think of it like that. I love doing that. And you do get an advantage when you're at a higher elevation than whoever you're attacking, so... And for the most part, like, a lot of the damage spells don't do that much damage. unless you really specialize in that. So yeah, so again, it's not like Heroes. You're not going to lose like half of your most powerful creature stack from one Lightning Bolt spell or Implosion or whatever. It doesn't really work like that. And there's no Resurrection spells either. Alright, cool. So now what can I do here? Can I... Oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to build walls, and that's also going to add extra units to the garrison. Oh, and I just got some Celestial Ore, so guess what? There we go. So now I can start recruiting these guys. So the Scholars are a ranged unit, so that'll be helpful. And anytime I want, I could, like, sell one of those things that I could get the other guys instead if I want. Like, if I had another medium slot, I could get Toxicologist. If I wanted to, I could sell this and build it there, but I don't want to do that. And then if I save up this many resources, I can upgrade and, you know, get more stuff from this town, so... Oh. Okay. What do you mean no available path? Looks like the game might have glitched. What is happening here? Well, there you go. I lose the scenario because I built walls and now I can't go anywhere. Great. Oh, never mind. Never mind. I didn't see the stone there. That's one thing that does annoy me, is there's times where you can't see resources behind buildings or trees. And then sometimes it's tough to pinpoint exactly how to click on it. Alright, so disregard that. Alright, look at that. Oh. Let's add them to my army. Good. So now I get a decent-sized army, and you can see this is what I like to do. I like to, in the starting area, I like to do everything I can here before I start trying to move into other territory. And if I want to upgrade this, I'm going to need 5 Celestial Ore. So this works similarly to the marketplaces in the Heroes games, except you can't just trade one resource directly for another. What you do is you sell resources and then you use the money to buy what you want. So I'm going to upgrade that. And now I can get... Oh, see? Now these guys need crystals to upgrade. Oh well. Okay, cool. Alright, well, let's see if we can... Yeah, insignificant. So an insignificant threat, usually they'll just run away and you get the XP anyways, which is nice. And look, I just leveled up again. How about that? First 2 battle rounds, Cunning gives... yeah, see, that could be helpful, so I don't lose that many. Riders of the Swamp. Okay. Yeah, so this new mixed factions mode is very interesting. You never know who you're going to be up against. Yeah, and these guys have a lot of mobility. So the reason I keep doing that is because their special ability They give up the remainder of their movement, but you get extra spell power. And as you can see, when you take out a stack, you get momentum, which is always helpful. No. What I need is... I want to make sure he has enough movement to get up there. Yeah, and take that thing out. Wouldn't want to lose any of my scholars after I, like, just got them. Oh, look at that. Bam, you're dead. Okay. And of course that bonus is only until, like, the end of turn, I think. Yeah, that's a fun spell. That'll just kill one of a stack, so that's obviously more helpful against stronger monsters with more health, but can also end a fight early. So you can see, you start the fight with a certain amount of essence, and then you accrue more as the fight goes on. So you're constantly accruing it, so there's never a point where you can't cast a spell unless, you know, you're out of essence on that particular turn, or if, you know, all your creatures die. So. And when you lose a fight, your hero goes back to your town and you pay to resurrect them. The longer you wait to do it, the cheaper it gets, but there's no chance of another player stealing your hero. And your hero will drop a few of their artifacts. But that's it, though. So losing isn't as devastating. Like, you can totally make a comeback. Gain at the start of each battle round. Yeah, I want that. So it's just a matter of just understanding what kind of build you're going for and, you know, what you're going to benefit from. Sure. Yeah. Alright. I need 30 wood. Maybe I shouldn't have sold all that wood, huh? Oh well. Oh well. Fine by me. Oh. Well, there you go. Toxicologists. So at this point, I think I've given you a good idea of what the game is all about. This is what you do. You build up your town, you recruit creatures, you get into fights, you level up your hero, you can get additional heroes. They're called wielders. I keep calling them heroes because, you know, Heroes of Might and Magic. So yeah, definitely recommend this to fans of Heroes of Might and Magic and King's Bounty. Or even just, you know, turn-based strategy games in general. Obviously it doesn't have the complexity of like a Civilization game, but it's also much faster paced with better combat. So this is a game that I definitely recommend. You can get it on Steam, PS5, Series X. It runs just fine on Steam Deck. You can play it with a controller or a mouse and keyboard. Worth every penny, even at full price. So that's it. So thanks for tuning in, and please continue to tune in for more episodes. I'm going to be covering other games that came out in 2024, so stay tuned for that. Okay, thanks for watching. See ya!